Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now.
So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Saken kosten kere konso bappa konso felina. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Thank you for tuning in. It's a skanking Christmas with the Wanna Bet theme song and the Wanna Bet posse. I am Jason. That's Ben. Our dogs are running around our houses somewhere. We hope you guys are having a fun and festive holiday season. And let's be real, there is a beautiful menu of available games to bet on today. A lot that we've been attacking since the start of the week because we know people travel during the holiday season. So we wanted to get a lot of this stuff to you guys when there was better value. And we're always working ahead here anyway. But there's still a lot of meat on the bone for games today. And yeah, we are attacking some games for the weekend as well. We do this 7 days a week. We're doing it pretty much 365 days a year. And we're doing it better than most. And we also keep it real. We show our work. We're fully transparent. And we're entirely free. So please check with us before you bet. We're on all platforms, whatever you're watching us on. If it's YouTube, if it's Twitter, you could also go for a walk with your dogs and listen to us on Spotify or Apple Pods or whatever. We're out there. If you go to wannabetwithus.com, you get access to all of our content. If you're new to the show, first, second, third down, 3 favorite plays of the day since yesterday, bets that we like. Fourth and long-term bets, long shot bets. Can also, Ben's got a little lever there. He can flip it. Fourth and short, quick hitters, first touchdowns, first quarter plays, first period plays, things to get you paid so you don't have to sit through the entire game. Overtime, football and football parlays every effing day. Yes, 7 days a week. Beltway Ben, Merry Christmas to you and yours, to Maddie, to your parents, to Kona and Lilo and your whole posse, to all of your extended family at Maryland Live Casino, all of the security personnel and various dealers that you have a unique personal relationship with. And Beltway Ben, you are literally giving out parlays for Christmas, not just on this show, but like in real life. You have the tickets and you have stuffed them in stockings, correct?
Yes. Merry Christmas to you and your family and everybody as well. Glad to be doing this morning on Christmas. Again, we're live. This isn't recorded. We are live right now, Christmas morning. And again, we're here for free. Subscribe to us on YouTube. That is always appreciated. Follow us on Twitter. Both of our Twitter handles will be on each thing. Jason Lockenfora, BH journalist. And I'm very happy. But yes, my family, as we get older and they have kids, it's more gifts for the kids. And I still consider myself a kid to them. But I just kidding. No, we give gifts to the kids, and they were like, "All right, don't get us anything." And I'm like, "Well, I've got something special." You know, we talked about it on Wanna Bet. So last night, and I have the timeline on each ticket at like 11:30 because we had a Christmas party. I roll into live. Way more people there than I expected at 11:30 p.m. on Christmas Eve. Again, I guess people are trying to get some money back, whatever. But it's pretty packed. Got to watch the end of the Hawaii game, which I know we will get to in just a minute.
Yes.
And I put in for both of my sisters, both of their husbands, and then both of my parents a parlay. It was 10 to win anywhere from 115 to 140. And I made it so husband and wife has different things. I don't want...
Right.
Well, of course, they didn't have Jeremy McNichols. Thanks for waiting until kickoff to give us that prop. But Bet365 had it. But thank you to them for not having them. So it's like, if I have Jared Goff in my mom's, my dad probably has Jahmyr Gibbs rushing. If I have Dak Prescott passing in Shelby's, Marcus probably has Javonte Williams. So I tried to spread it around, try to mix it up. And my sister is not a Travis Kelce fan. I made sure to put Travis Kelce over his regular yards in her ticket. And that's how I knew that one was her. So she's the one who got Travis Kelce's yards. She's not a big Travis Kelce, but she loves Taylor Swift. Make it make sense.
Huh. Well, maybe she thinks he's bad for her.
Maybe.
And maybe she's right.
Maybe. Never know.
I don't know.
I don't either.
I don't know. I do know that there was not much to bet on last night. And I had a bet on the Rainbow Warriors money line, and you had a bet on Cal over 95 rushing yards. Yours hit easy. You could pretty much tell yours was going to hit about 3 possessions into the game. Hawaii made me wait late. Whoever the equipment guy is at Hawaii, Beltway Ben, how does your starting quarterback lose his helmet 4 times in a game, somewhat innocuously? I bring that up because if you were like us on the Rainbow Warriors, the game's on the line. They're in field goal range to tie it late, like 30 seconds left. The quarterback loses his helmet again, so the backup quarterback comes in and throws like a 27-yard BB for a touchdown. Game, set, match. Yes, thank you, Hawaii. They were down 21-0. I never lost faith. Beltway Ben. I didn't live bet them. I didn't have the conies to do that. And honestly, we were still at dinner for the first half, so I would like periodically go to the bathroom, you know what I mean, and then check my phone. I wasn't watching religiously, but yeah, look, there was not much inventory last night. It's always good to slide into Christmas on a hot streak.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Felt good. And once I knew Cal was set, like you always risk sacks, but they were 20 yards ahead and Sagapol wasn't taking 5 sacks. So I'm like, all right, cool. Now I can root for Hawaii on the money line so we both can cash. Turns out we both did. So yeah, it was a very good night. And as you said, we didn't have much of anything, but anytime we can give you guys 2 winners, the night that there's just one thing you can watch and bet on, it's always a good feeling.
The record at the bottom is since our first show, May 21st. It's all documented. So we're up, pushing 60 units in total. And some of those lines that are there, like, look, we factored in Josh Johnson into our plays in that game all week long. We told you it was going to be Josh Johnson. It becomes official yesterday. That Cowboys line was at 9.5 when I went to dinner. Like, I don't even know where it is now. We got all our bets in on that game. But look, it was always going to be Josh Johnson. So, yeah, let's go. That game kicks off at 1. We got NBA starting at noon. And let's get to the here and now, the present. First down for me, Beltway Ben. Let's get 2 NBA plays out. Again, I'm on these games a lot of different ways already. We'll start with the over in the Lakers-Rockets game. We've been on Rockets overs lately. Their defense is broken. They allowed the Clippers to shoot threes all over the place on them the other night. Clippers hung 123 on them. Their legs look a little old. KD and Şengün, they're going to get theirs. They're still going to score points. And the Lakers defense has fallen apart since a year ago. And we just think this is a dead over game. 230.5. Frankly, I thought it would be higher. LA is 18-9 to the over this season, Beltway Ben. The Lake Show have played 11 home games this season. Care to wager or guess how many have gone over?
I want to guess 10.
11.
Oh, well.
11. They've gone over on average by 12.7 points. It hasn't even been close. Houston, 12-5 to the over on the road. Houston 6-1 to the over in their last 7 overall, 6-1 to the over their last 7 on the road. Those road games have gone over by 16.5, 23.5, 25.5, 16.5, 9.5, 23.5. Houston scored 124 or more in 5 of their last 8 on the road. Again, the problem is the defense. I think LeBron and Luka on Christmas Day at home will be able to get theirs. Laker games at home are averaging 244 points. Houston games on the road are averaging 237 points. I get it. I mean, they are older teams. They don't play with great pace. They're also not playing great defense, and they've got some superstar scorers. So we're over there. And then, look, we talked about the Joker triple-double yesterday at -115. You could still get it at Bet365 at -115. He's over in 9 of 13 at home. That's triple-doubles. And the best odds I found on this parlay, Joker triple-double, SGA 35 or more points, were at DraftKings. Even though 365 had the best Joker triple-double odds, their odds on the SGA 365 or 35 plus were not as good. So DraftKings plus 356, Joker triple-double, SGA 35 or more points. We talked a lot about SGA on yesterday's show. Beltway Ben played him at 30. I think they're at a point in their season where they cannot lose to this team 3 times in 10 days. He will do it himself. I don't know about the distribution. I do know he will be looking to pick up fouls on all of San Antonio's big men, and he will be looking to get to the rim. We know what he does with the intermediate, the fadeaway stuff, and I think he'll be good for a couple of threes. I hope he doesn't shoot a ton of them, even though I'm on points, because I don't love that part of his game as much as everything else he does. I think it's a close and tight game all the way through. I think he plays a crap load of minutes. So there's your NBA parlay.
I've got a few NBA today. This one's starting just now. Tip off, of course. It's 12, but the NBA, you always have to add 10 minutes because that's how it goes, especially on Christmas. Probably could add 15. So
it won't be 12. It'll be like 12-18.
Yeah, 100%.
When it actually starts.
100%. They don't. The regular nights, it's a minimum of 10 minutes. Christmas, you can add 20 to it. You got to get all the pregame stuff in. But so that one does start again in 19 minutes. So I would take OG Anunoby over 22.5 points and rebounds at -110. Now he's all over the place with this number. Hasn't been going over it a lot lately, but the minutes have still been there. He's played 30 plus minutes in 5 straight games. And now you're giving him a matchup with the Cleveland Cavaliers. We've chronicled how they've been defensively over the past few weeks. Things aren't good. I know they just said Kenny Atkinson is not on the hot seat. He's fine. This is just a spell for them. They'll get out of this. That being said, Cleveland's playing worse defense than almost anybody in the NBA. Evan Mobley was just ruled active, but there's going to be a minutes restriction. He's not going to be playing regular. So the defense isn't going to get much better there. I mean, what is he going to play? 20 minutes, 25 minutes? Regardless, I think Anunoby's going to be able to get his. Every time that he's matched up with this team, he's gone over. He's gone over in 2 of their last 3 matchups against each other. And the one where he didn't go over, it's because he missed like 12 shots. It wasn't that there wasn't any opportunity. Jalen Brunson is the focal point. I think Brunson has a fine game. 20-plus points we have in yesterday's parlay. But you do have to expect them to throw the kitchen sink to stop him, try to shove Cat out and kind of defend the 3, get in his head a little bit. And Anunoby is not a scared shooter. That's what you love with taking some of these guys' props. He'll be aggressive on the glass. We know that. And you have to be in this type of matchup. And again, he's just always looking for a shot. He can shoot the 3. He can get to the bucket, get to the free throw line. The only thing, quite honestly, I'm scared with, on Christmas in NBA, there's usually 1 or 2 guys that go down with injury. And I'm not trying to say anything bad, but Anunoby, last year it was Anthony Davis rolled to the locker room. You can check that one off almost every year. But Anunoby has dealt with some injuries through his career. It's just unfortunate. He goes down in the middle of games, and that's the only thing that scares me with this one. If it does get physical between them and the Cavs, a little bit of a rivalry brewing, everything like that. If Anunoby stays healthy, I think he goes over the 22.5 points and rebounds at -110. And again, for the injury thing, you can say that with almost anybody. So I think we'll be fine here going with Anunoby.
Excellent. Second down for me. Let's go to the Premiership. This match is not until Saturday. No, sorry. That's third down. Second down. Kickoff at 1 o'clock. Commandos. Cowpokes. At Caesars, you can get Brandon Aubrey to have the longest field goal in this game at -110. And he's the best kicker in the world, arguably. They love having him kick from distance. Yes, he's a dome kicker, but he kicks outdoors in this division quite a bit. And he's well equipped. He's better than the Commanders kicker. The pressure's off. They're not going to the playoffs. They probably try to have him chase the record a time or two. And regardless, with the weather forecast in Washington, it looks great today. Where I live here is, 45 miles tops from that stadium. It's actually a little humid, so the ball might carry a little bit more. It's not quite sticky. I mean, it's December, but the humidity, if you check the dew point, the humidity, it's humid. And I think he'll be out there gripping it and ripping it. And I think Washington's going to be so far behind that I don't know that Dan Campbell's going to be kicking 60-yard field goals. He'll probably just punt because he doesn't even go for it on 4th down. Washington's in a bad way. So for basically even money, we love that proposition there.
Yeah. As soon as you sent me it, I'm like, I didn't even see that. But as soon as you give it out, I'm going to tail it because, again, and I think the last time you took that, it catches
Caesars. I don't know that everybody has it, but Caesars has it.
I do like that. We're going to stay to that game, and we're going to go with a tight end prop. I thought I'd gotten everything out that I wanted to by itself. And then just last night going through numbers, I always like double and triple check day ofs and all those things. And looking back through it, I felt like I missed Ferguson. And I went back and watched our videos and had our notes. I'm like, I haven't given him out yet by himself. So I will give out Jake Ferguson over 36.5 receiving yards at -110. In this matchup here, you're facing a Commanders defense that sucks. There's no way around it. They suck against the run, they suck against the pass, and opposing tight ends have gotten off whenever they face them. I think 36.5, it's a number, it's like all over the place. Some weeks you could see him get to 60 or 70 and Dak's going his way a lot. And then there's weeks like last week where he doesn't have a catch until the third quarter. He only had 19 last week. He had 16 the week before. So this is a spot where he's due to kind of break out. Dak has trusted him in some of these spots. It's a divisional game. I think Jake Ferguson gets a bunch of looks today against a bad Commanders defense against tight ends and a bad Commanders defense as a whole. So give me Jake Ferguson over 36.5 receiving yards at -110.
I love it. I was on Ferguson a couple days ago. I probably should have got on him more than I did. That. I was on him for touchdowns. That didn't move that much. Let's get the meat man involved in today's show. Meaty. I'm gonna jump that.
Two features. 2 features of meaty today. I like it.
And then just there we go.
Oh,
A little bit of Kona for Christmas. Is that backwards? I thought that was backwards. Lilo for Christmas. Oh, that's not a very. I didn't.
GG. Got all of them.
There we go. Yep. Copper, R.I.P.
Yep.
G-Jaw's got a new harness for Christmas. She was busting out her old one. She's a rambunctious husky. Are you gonna bringing a dog in tomorrow? I'm bringing Meaty in.
I'm going in the morning.
Maddie doesn't want you
definitely
to?
not bringing it in for the morning.
Oh, you're on the morning show. Oh, no,
And
we're
they're
good.
down in Delaware with the family. So
Okay, because I think they would. Meaty really likes other dogs. He likes to interact with other dogs, but usually he's with Gigi, and I can't do it. You know what I mean? Because she's tough, she's tricky.
that's
But he likes
Lilo
everybody.
getting other dogs fit, and she's so small, and then get a react. It's crazy.
We
But
got to
Cone's
get
good.
them. We got to get them together one of these Fridays.
Definitely.
All right, let's go to the Premiership. I was out of line before. Oh, and halftime. Let's go to the Prem. Why am I on this now if the match isn't until Saturday? Because I don't believe we're going to be able to get plus 100 on Everton on the money line to beat Burnley over the weekend. Burnley shite. They burned us against Bournemouth with the late 90-minute corner goal. Bad man marking from our cherries. Gave them a free header from about a foot off the goal line. But they don't possess the ball at all. They don't create out of the run of play. They have about, 4 players in their starting 11 who really strike me as legitimate Premiership players, and then a whole lot of try-hard guys. We haven't bet Everton a lot. I'll be honest with you. I didn't really know what to make of them as the season started and even through the season, but I like them in this spot because Burnley are garbage at Turf Moor. 2-1-5 at home. Burnley obviously have played 8 matches at home. They've scored 7 total goals. They've only kept 2 clean sheets out of those 8 matches. They're vulnerable. Yeah, they stole a point last weekend. But I think Everton will know if they score in the first 30 minutes of this match, they're good to go. Everton have been pretty good on the road, 3-1-4. Here's what Everton have done this season, Beltway Ben, against teams that are definitely not going to Europe, teams that will not be finishing in the top 4 of the Premiership. 3-0 over Forest, 1-0 over Bournemouth, 1-0 over Man U, 2-0 over Fulham, 1-1 draw with Sunderland at the Stadium of Light, though, where they're tough. 2-1 over Palace. They did lose 3-0 to Spurs. That's before Spurs turned to shite. And then way back in September, 1-1 draw with West Ham. If they played West Ham tomorrow, they'd beat the hell out of the Hammers. So we like Everton on the money line, and we also want to add this as an official play, Beltway Ben. Everton to win to 0. You can still get at plus 225 at Bet365. Everton to win to 0, which means they win. Burnley does not score. Plus 225, and I will text that to you, Beltway Ben, as well, so we make sure we've got that in our ledger.
Look good. They got it there. 225 or 235?
225.
Yeah, there we go. All right. For the viewers.
Look, it may be better somewhere else. I didn't price it out everywhere. Usually Bet365 on the win to nils is better. If you can't find win to nil, just go, bet Everton money line and then just make a parlay. Go to team total and obviously take Burnley under a half goal.
I'm going to go back to the NBA on Christmas, and we're going to attack a game that starts a little bit later in the day. We're going to play Victor Wembanyama over 17.5 points at -120. I talked about it with the field goals attempted yesterday. This is a guy that when the spotlight is bright, he wants to show up, and he wants to be the one that everyone's talking about. We saw it in the Cup semifinals when they took down the Thunder. He's an aggressive scorer. He looks to do everything he can, and this rivalry is legitimate. He has his fingerprints all over it. He talks trash. The other side talks trash. These teams don't like each other, and the best player on the court is going to be Wemby. I mean, SGA is great. Don't get me wrong. I think SGA, top 3 player in the NBA. But at Wemby's best, I don't know that there's anybody that can do what Wemby can because he is just that much different. There's a reason they call him the alien. I expect him to be aggressive tonight trying to score the basketball. I think he's going to get to the free throw line. I think he's going to knock some threes down. And I think this will be a game down to the wire, which means he should be in there. The minutes restriction they've handled tremendously. I've raved about it for a while. I do think we're starting to see him play more and more. And on Christmas, I do expect them to maybe bump that up a little bit more. Everybody's going to be watching. It's nationally televised. You know the NFL wants to dominate Christmas, but who doesn't want to watch the Spurs OKC today? I mean, that matchup is quite honestly incredible. I'm very excited to watch, and I think Wemby's going to have his fingerprints all over this game, all over this season for the Spurs. He's already been off to a great start. Coming back from injury, who would have expected him to sit the whole first quarter and still have the impact that he's had playing just 20 to 25 minutes? Today, it should be a little bit more. I would expect a strong showing from Wemby. Give me him over 17.5 points, -120.
Excellent. All right, 4th down. Let's start with a 4th and long. Look, there aren't that many NFL games this weekend where I really love the matchup. You've got a lot of the inventory is going to be gone by Sunday because we've got the Thursday and the Saturday games. Some of these games are just absolute shite. Neither team has anything to play for. Backup quarterbacks galore. But I love Jacksonville's ability to put it on Indianapolis here. Indianapolis defense is fading fast. They don't have corners. They've been getting destroyed by tight ends. Kittle obviously went off on them, and then Kittle got hurt, and Tongue, whatever the hell the guy's name is, comes in, and he's catching everything. So I like Brenton Strange to have a receiving catch, a reception of 20 yards or more in this game on Sunday against the Colts. Plus, that's plus 160, Ben. I'm sorry. Plus 195 is on the 50. My bad. So that is plus 160 at Bet 365. Why do I like this so much? Well, in the 5 games since he's been back from injury, he's had a catch of at least 16 yards or more in all those games. He's had a catch of 21 yards or more in 4 of those 5 games. He's averaged 13.5 yards per reception since his return. He's second on the team in targets over the last 5 games since he's come back. He's second on the team in receptions. He's had at least 3 receptions in 4 of those 5 games. They like to stretch him in the seam. And Trevor Lawrence, if you haven't been paying attention, is a dominant quarterback over the last 6 weeks. We'll get more to him in overtime. So I love this part of the matchup. I also love him to have 50 or more receiving yards. That's at plus 195. But wait, Ben, since week 6, tight ends against the Colts on average. This is the average game for a team's tight ends against the Colts since week 6. 7 catches on 10 targets for 82 yards. A half touchdown a game. Opposing quarterback rating throwing to tight ends against the Colts since week 6, 109.8. I've just chronicled Lawrence has loved throwing to this kid. The only guy who's seen the ball more than him since he's come back from injury is Jacoby Myers. I think he's getting targeted 6 to 8 times in this game. I think he's catching at least a half of them. I think 1 will be explosive. Maybe 2 will be explosive. Lou Anarumo's defense is in disarray right now. I also think that Rivers is going to chuck it around enough that he keeps this thing close in a must-win game for the Jags that they frankly just keep attacking that defense. It's going to be a great day to pitch and catch in Indianapolis, so we love that. And then another play for today, because I don't have a ton of plays for today because we've given out a lot on Thursday football. This would be a 4th and short. Why? Because it's a quick hitter. It could get you paid quickly. Let's go Amon-Ra St. Brown, first touchdown, plus 650. Priced way better at DraftKings than anywhere else. Couldn't find it at better than plus 550 anywhere other than DraftKings plus 650. We talked about him early in the week. You go back and look at the last 7 games Detroit's played against Minnesota. He's got 70 targets from Jared Goff in those 7 games. Nobody else has more than 28. He's averaging 7 catches, 80 yards in that span. Yeah, I know he's banged up. Last time he was banged up and he played in a game, he got force-fed early, so everybody could see, yeah, you have to deal with him. No Laporta. I mean, Jameson Williams, a long touchdown, maybe. The offensive line is not road grading people anymore. They're beat up. They couldn't get Gibbs going against a bad Pittsburgh rush defense without Watt setting the edge. I just think Dan Campbell, in a situation he's never been in before since they turned the corner, trying to avoid 3 straight losses to get eliminated from the playoffs at Christmas. I mean, this connection has worked against Flores' defense time and time again. Goff trusts him anywhere. He can beat you in the slot. He can beat you with yak. He's the rare small receiver who does show up in the end zone in goal-to-go situations. At, almost 7-1, I don't play a ton of these. Also, why do I like this? Even if Minnesota gets the ball first, it's Mad Max what's-his-face at quarterback. He might throw a pick. He might turn the ball over quickly. I just don't buy that kid. I mean, he's trying hard and he might have a career, but in this spot, it's going to be tough. So we took a shot on Amon-Ra. He's got a touchdown, I think, in 7 of his last 10 games against Minnesota. No, sorry, I read that wrong. That is not accurate. Scratch that. I still like it.
All right, I'm going to play one thing real quick, 4th and weird. I think we've created a third.
Nice. I like that category.
Yeah, 4th and weird. We're going to play Victor
Would that
Wembanyama.
fit in there? I'd love to see it in there.
It probably would.
I mean, not right now, but in the
I'll
future,
try it.
you can make 4th and weird fit.
Yeah.
If you just put the and no space.
No, I think it'll work. No, I think weird would fit.
Whatever that thing is called. That's not an ampersand.
It's 5 letters just like short. It should fit. 4th and weird.
Yeah. Okay, WEIRD.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, it should fit. I didn't even think of that. We'll try that. Weird is just a prop that we don't normally give out, which actually in the NBA, we've started giving these out a lot. But we're still going to consider these weird because it gives us a way to give out more plays. Victor Wembanyama, over 6.5 field goals. That's attempted. It's supposed to be field goals made. Let me change that for you real quick. Because we gave out his field goals attempted yesterday. But I do like him to make 7 buckets. So these, of course, you don't get free throws. You don't get any of those things. I do like him to finish some baskets, to knock down some threes, to throw down some easy dunks, tip-ins whenever he wants against this team today. We saw him do it the last time these two matched up. I gave out the field goals attempted in the NBA Cup semifinals. I really liked it. Off of the air, I also played by itself, him over this number, 6.5 field goals made. Early on, again, it was one of those you didn't feel very good about. He didn't look great. And then in the second half, he does what he always does, gets hot and gets on a roll. I think we could see that again tonight. I think tonight it might be from the jump. There's a lot of pressure on, and OKC's kind of in a weird spot. San Antonio wants to continue to attack them, and their best way of doing that is letting the dog, the beast, Victor Wembanyama shoot the basketball, and I think he scores 7 buckets tonight. I think he'll also get to the free throw line, as I talked about before, but 7 buckets should not be an issue for him. Now, for our true 4th and short, we will play just 3 guys parlay, and it's a little bit of juice, but we're fine paying it with what we're taking. Luka Doncic, 5+ first quarter points. Kevin Durant, 5+ first quarter points. And SGA, 5+ first quarter points, -139. All 3 of these guys have gone over this regularly. There's no issue. Luka, I know he sat out, almost 1 full game and then another one after. So he's been out close to probably about 1.5 games or 1 3/4 games. I don't think there will be a true minutes restriction for him. I think he'll come out, play a lot, and he's aggressive. He's going to look to score. Jason touched on the Rockets defense earlier. It ain't what it was sold as, and it's not what everybody thought it would be. They're not playing good at all. Luka should have no issue getting to the free throw line maybe 5 times in the first quarter. Kevin Durant, 5+ first quarter points. Every time he matches up with LeBron, KD tries to bring it. There's a true rivalry there. They love each other, but there's also that rivalry on the court. They want to go at each other. They want to do all those things. This is also a number KD has regularly gone over. Any week or any game where you look and his numbers aren't what you'd expect or he's in the teens, it ain't the first quarter. It's usually the second and the third where he has the struggles, or the second and the fourth, because those are the areas where he sits. He'll play 9 minutes in this first quarter. He'll give us 3 buckets. And then SGA, I mean, we could talk about him all day. 5+ first quarter points, 5+ first quarter free throws is probably a good bet at +500. He could do that very well. So give me SGA, Kevin Durant, and Luka Doncic, 5+ first quarter points. Parlay those together, you get -139.
Excellent. All right. Overtime. We just were talking about how we think Brenton Strange can tear up the Colts. I'm I think Trevor Lawrence can tear up the Colts. Trevor Lawrence to throw for 240 yards and at least 2 touchdowns, plus 160. Guess who the NFL's number one passer is in yards per attempt the last 6 weeks? Trevor Lawrence. He's also got 19 total touchdowns produced in that span, and he's not turning the ball over. Why do I bring up he's not turning the ball over? Because when you don't turn the ball over, you keep scoring points. You keep getting opportunities to throw for yards and throw for touchdowns. You're not a double agent. You don't undermine your team. He has 2 or more passing touchdowns, Beltway Ben, in 5 straight games. The Colts have allowed 247 or more passing yards in 5 straight games. They're getting exposed in the seam. They're getting exposed by tight ends. They're also getting beat on the outside by legitimate number one receivers, like Jacoby Myers is definitely with Jacksonville. Jacoby Myers is number one receiver. No Sauce Gardner, a bunch of other injuries. Colts have also allowed 25 points or more in 4 of their last 7. It's a fading defense. Lawrence has thrown for 244 yards or more in 4 of his last 5. What happened the first time these teams met a couple weeks ago? Trevor Lawrence, 244 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and no picks. He does that again. We got, over $1.50 to 1 in our pocket. I also played him to throw 3 or more passing touchdowns at plus 260. This is at bet 365. He's thrown for 3 or more passing touchdowns in 3 of the last 5 games. Liam Cohen has him in the best form of his life heading into the playoffs against a familiar opponent where they know how to attack this defense. They had success attacking this defense again just a few weeks ago. It's going to be a dome, a great day to pitch and catch. And as I said before, I think Phillip Rivers will be game enough to at least have the Colts scoring some points. You can't run on Jacksonville, so what do? You throw. Jonathan Taylor hasn't been able to run on anybody lately. People are taking that away and daring you to throw the ball. I think Rivers will keep this game close enough that Lawrence keeps throwing it into the 4th quarter. Obviously, they're aware that he's been doing this with some regularity, and I think they want it to keep up because they want him to be fully confident heading into the postseason. So that's where we are on that game. We love to play Cardinals games, Cardinals overs, Bengals games, Bengals overs. The forecast in Cincinnati on Sunday looks great. Great day to pitch and catch in the 50s, maybe even a little humid there. Joe Burrow, 3 or more passing touchdowns. Jacoby Brissett, 2 or more passing touchdowns. Plus 280 at bet 365. Arizona's allowed 15 passing touchdowns the last 6 games. That defense is falling apart. They've been giving up 40 a game with regularity. They're getting gouged by everybody. It's not going to be freezing cold, so Joe Burrow is going to want to play football. Ben, he's going to want to pad his stats in this one like he did last week against Miami. Not so much in the freezing cold the week before that against Baltimore where he decided not to play. Like Stroud, Stafford, Lawrence, and Purdy have all thrown for 3 or more passing touchdowns in a game against Arizona somewhat recently. Look for Joe Burrow to be the next to do it. How about Brissett? Well, he should have had 2 passing touchdowns the last game. Marvin Harrison dropped 1. He does have 2 or more passing touchdowns in 8 of his last 10 games since he took over as a starter. He's the NFL's leader in passing yards since he took over as a starter. And the Bengals' pass defense sucks. And Beltway, Ben, we know it especially sucks against tight ends. So we're back on Trey McBride. We laid off him last week against Atlanta. Atlanta takes him away. He had a rough outing. He's going to bounce back here on a perfect day for pitch and catch in Cincinnati. McBride, 70 or more receiving yards and an anytime touchdown, plus 200. I want to apologize to you guys. I got it at plus 300 at bet 365 yesterday. I should have put it in yesterday's show. You're trying to space this out. I'm not giving out 15 bets a day. We're trying to be judicious here. We lost a ton of value. You can still get it at 2 to 1. He's over 70 receiving yards in 7 of his last 10. He's over 70 receiving yards in 4 of his last 5 on the road. He has a touchdown in 7 of his last 10 games. And Cincinnati is historically bad against tight ends. 15 passing touchdowns allowed already this year. The passer rating the tight ends against them is 130. It's over 9.2 yards per attempt. Every tight end gets off the mat and obliterates them. And it's going to happen here. And this is a nice spot for Brissett to get back on the good foot. So there you have it.
We have 1 NBA parlay and then 2 NFL. We do have a tight end one. I told you guys I like to do our tight end parlays when we have NFL games, so we will get to those in just a second. But we'll start with the NBA. Jalen Williams, 5+ assists, SGA 25+ points, minus 120. Jalen Williams numbers 5.5 around plus 120, and I just stuck with 5. It's a number he's fell on like 2 of his last 5. And if we lose by the hook, I'd be pretty damn pissed off in a spot like this. So SGA 25 plus. If Jalen Williams is out dishing assists, racking up the assists, SGA is probably going to get the 25 points. It's a thing he's done all but one game this year. This is no issue. And we really never find, like, the juice on this is always, I mean, it's a lot, but it's very good for parlay throw-ins because he goes over it regularly and it's still fair enough to get enough of a movement. Now, Jalen Williams for 5 plus assists, it was 190. This brings us down to 120. Jalen Williams, I said 5 assists. He's done over this in 3 of his last 5. And 2 of those games he had just 2. But last game he had 8. He's going to be dishing things out. We've talked about what he can do in home games, especially in a matchup like this. Jason's documented how important this game is for them when you have a rivalry brewing and you've lost to this team in 2 straight. I think he shows up and then SGA 25. Shouldn't be an issue. So those 2 minus 120. Now our tight end parlay. I said we'd do one. Travis Kelce 25 plus receiving yards. Jake Ferguson 20 plus receiving yards. And Josh Oliver 10 plus receiving yards. When I found out, and that's plus 108. When I found out that Hawkinson's going to miss 2. The second practice, I knew he was done. It was kind of weird the way he left the game early. I figured, he's banged up, but hopefully he could get back. This was a spot where I was going to hammer Hawkinson. I thought it might be a 2-unit play. Brosmer would be throwing him the football a lot, and I couldn't get there with Josh Oliver. We're familiar with him from his time at Baltimore, was in Jacksonville before that, and he does catch passes there. The issue is Brosmer really like, I got to force my way to Josh Oliver? But we do see some of these younger quarterbacks be set up to throw the football to tight ends, and they think very highly of Oliver. I mean, he's been on the field a lot in 2 tight end sets along with Hawkinson. When you're given Hawkinson the money he's getting, you can't have Oliver out there more than him. But Oliver's out there on the field more than enough. Today, as tight end 1, I think he'll have no problem catching 2 passes, which will get him there. Fergie, we talked about throughout the show, and then Kelce, another young quarterback there, facing a defense that's really struggled against tight ends of late. I think Kelce should have a fine day. So again, these 3 guys combined, Kelce 25, Fergie 20, and Oliver 10 plus 108. Final play of the day. This one, pretty good odds here. We have overtime 3. It should update. There we go. Overtime Both 3. Running backs to have a touchdown and get their rushing yards. Well, not fully to there, but right around the number. Javonte Williams, 50 plus rushing yards, anytime touchdown. RJ Harvey, 40 plus rushing yards, anytime touchdown. We were on Javonte Williams a few days ago. We did not yet give him out for a touchdown, but I thought it'd be perfect to parlay these 2 together. 2 similar situations. Cowboys team facing someone that they should beat pretty handily with a backup quarterback and a weird situation. They should be able to rely on the run. And at some point in the red zone, I know Dak likes to add touchdown passes on to his stats, but Javonte Williams should be able to punch one in. And he could always catch a pass. You never know. RJ Harvey, 40 plus rushing yards, anytime touchdown. We broke it down through the week. Peyton is starting to lean more into the rookie running back. He's learning week by week. And Jason said it before. He wants his running back
Harvey.
PJ Harvey. If he cashes for us today, the edit will be made. You forgot to remind me. I forgot about it. I do have the picture in my phone.
Got a lot going on. It's Christmas. It's all good.
We're good. But if he cashes, I will get the edit made. If he doesn't cash, we're not.
If he cashes on any of our, RJ Harvey slash
like if he comes out with 29 yards, he doesn't get featured on one event. You can't. If he comes out with 29 yards, I'm sorry, unless there's an injury. But I think he has a fine day today. Here we go. Javonte Williams 50 plus anytime touchdown. RJ Harvey 40 plus anytime touchdown plus 274.
PJ Harvey banger after banger.
Oh, my dad said he thought.
Did you ask him about Joe Jackson and Elvis Costello?
I said PJ Harvey and Elvis Costello. He said Elvis Costello. I forgot Joe Jackson. He said he thought PJ Harvey was more of a one-hit wonder. He said he thought that, and he also didn't know it was a girl. He also didn't know it was a girl.
Yeah. I didn't think he'd know.
He knows one of their songs.
Harvey would be in his.
I thought Stevie Wonder was a boy until 2 years ago. All right? No, not Stevie Wonder. Sorry. Stevie Nicks. I know Stevie Wonder's. Stevie Nicks.
You thought Stevie Nicks was a dude?
Yes.
Wow.
Real quick story time. The Orioles had to play at noon, and then the game got rained back for their first playoff game because who's the artist that Stevie Nicks was with?
Fleetwood Mac? Oh, was there a Fleetwood Mac concert?
No. I didn't go to that, but there was a concert. Very famous artist. Again, the listeners are going to be very disappointed.
She was in Fleetwood Mac. She was in Fleetwood Mac.
No, she was in Baltimore with a very famous artist.
Was she with Billy Joel or something?
Billy Joel.
Billy Joel?
I
think she toured with Billy Joel.
Listen.
Billy Joel.
I'm not a fan.
Bad guy. Bad guy.
Awesome.
Google Billy Joel, Attica, wife stealer.
I hate Billy Joel. And
Not
now that he's a
Attica.
bad guy.
What the hell were they called? His band. What was his band called? Attila. That's the band he was in before he got signed. Billy Joel, Attila, wife stealer. Google it.
Billy Joel's an awful human being. The Orioles had their first playoff game.
I've heard nothing but bad things. There's
been
documentaries with session musicians who shit all over Billy Joel. I want nothing to do with Billy Joel. He's also a rip-off artist.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of his. And Stevie Nicks, who I thought was a dude until the Orioles playoff game. Those two couldn't have postponed their concert for an Orioles night game. Screw them. They're terrible people. I do like Stevie Wonder.
I like awesome. Stevie Nicks, man.
Stevie Nicks, screw him and her. Whatever it is. I don't care. No,
dude,
Orioles should have that
Stevie Wonder thing. Game. My head almost exploded when you said the Stevie Wonder thing. I was like,
I got it mixed up. I
seriously almost died.
Stevie Wonder's blind, right?
Yes.
Stevie Wonder's blind. Yes. Thought so.
And he is a genius of all geniuses. And me seeing Stevie Wonder at the Baltimore Civic Center is a top 5 concert of all time.
Stevie Wonder, I apologize for putting you with Stevie Nicks and those bombs. Sorry.
Well, yeah. He's in his own category.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder's in his own category.
They made the Orioles playoff game.
And then I would put Elvis Costello and some others in the next tier.
And then what about Joe Jackson?
But Stevie's in his own. Joe Jackson's not in the genius. No, I can't put him on the.
Really?
He can't. I mean, I got a lot of respect for Joe Jackson. Joe Jackson's great, but I mean, I don't think he's in genius tier. He's definitely not in Stevie Wonder, and I don't think he's in genius tier 2. I don't. So that's our show. By the way, Ben, show everybody. Last night again, it was Cal versus Hawaii. There wasn't a whole lot going on. I mean, maybe if you were betting Kazakhstan basketball or something, but in the markets that we tread in, there was not. That score at the bottom. The green is every bet we've given out on this show since May 21st. It includes futures. It includes, half unit, 10-1 for the hell of it parlays. It includes the rare 2-unit play that we make around here. It's everything. We appreciate all of your guys' patronage, support, viewership through the 7+ months we've been doing this.
Could we read some comments?
Email us, a lot of people in here. With us at gmail.com. What's that, by the way?
I said, could we read some comments? We do have a lot of
Of course. I didn't know if anybody was.
Yeah,
but
I just want to shout out to everybody. Austin Conway's been very active. Austin Conway is a longtime listener. I'm always active in the comments. Thank you for your support. Kyle Banderman, Merry Christmas, boys. Let's make some money. Anthony Jones, Merry Christmas. Serafine Campos, Merry Christmas, y'all. All of our loyal listeners. And we also did have a question from Austin, which I thought might be worth bringing up just with how close you are with people around the NFL. He asked what's happening with Brian Thomas Jr. He was on him early on in the year, but over the course, Jacoby is probably a number 1, especially with the extension. And it looks like Washington is Trevor's number 2. My question to you, this is me.
Yeah.
Do you think we could see Brian Thomas Jr. moved in the offseason? Like, I don't know that
I don't think
crazy.
He's back. I don't think Liam Cohen likes him. I trust him. I don't think they're figuring out who works with this quarterback and who doesn't. And if you don't, you're just getting phased out. I don't think Liam Cohen suffers fools. I don't think he plays around. And I don't think he gives a shit about anybody, where you were drafted prior to him getting there, or how much you're paid, or how much you thought you were going to get paid off of your rookie year. So I just don't think they think he fits as well as other people. And when Myers, that trade, that's that might be the best trade deadline acquisition. And there were some other good ones, but I just think I think he's surplus to requirements, and I do think he'll be dealt in the offseason. Just wanted to share one more thing before we go, because I know Ben believes in this wholeheartedly. This is my ultimate holiday.
I think we lost you.
Of course,
You're back?
It disconnects now.
Now you're back.
From Fishbone. Racism sucks. If you have racism in your heart, go see a therapist. Do something about it. You can be better. So yeah, racism sucks. Bigotry sucks. Let's all try to treat people as best we can, as long as they deserve it. And if they prove they don't deserve it, then shit happens.
And also don't turn on the quarterback in your city when he gets sick. But it's a Baltimore thing. Got some writers in this town. You got some writers in this town, let me tell you. Jeez.
We got Lamar, man.
Only one who gets treated like this. You don't find it anywhere else. All he did was lead one of the best.
You heard about it with Kyler Murray, because Kyler Murray's never won a big game in his life.
Yeah,
Kyler Murray
one of those got
flop. Right. Kyler Murray got a contract for nothing. because he was overdrafted.
Yep.
Kyler Murray's a 1-1. This kid was a 132. Because of inherent racism and because of inherent, like, there's so much, like, again, like, and now he's polarizing because he's himself, because he hasn't totally conformed to what certain people think he should be. He's also done things repeatedly on a football field that no one's ever done before, and maybe no one will ever do again.
Those video games really held him back last year. I will say that. Those video games, I mean, he's got to, and the sleep and everything.
Yeah, 45 total touchdowns, like 4
Real
total
MVP.
turnovers, 1,000 rushing yards, and over 4,000 passing yards. And he didn't win the MVP. The league's best quarterback against playoff teams. Go run Josh Allen's numbers against playoff teams last year. It wasn't even league average. It was shite.
We know why one of those guys has talked about how they are and the other isn't. That's all I'll say. Got one thing, different thing.
Yeah, that's our
Racism sucks.
Our racism sucks. And Merry Christmas, and we're on to 2026 pretty soon. But wait, Ben, what are we thinking tomorrow? 11?
12. I got the morning show, and then I'm going to rush back here.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
If that works for you.
So 12 is great tomorrow. Yeah. So thank you guys. You want to bet even on Christmas, and so do we. And thank you for betting with us. Fishbone!